Hey guys, I'm Alex, and in the next two tutorials we want to programmate and improve Whack-A-Droid from the DroidScript forum. This is a very basic game where you have 10 seconds time to press the droid as often as you can and beat your high score. At first we have to create a new project called Whack-A-Droid. And now we will use the default code and we just rename the text label to txt score, which will show how often we have hit the droid. If we want the droid to jump around on the screen, we need an absolute instead of a linear layout, and we don't need the V-center option too. Now let us create our droid. Lesson 4. Images. Category controls. General. Image objects are the best option to show images, and they include a lot of drawing methods. Therefore they are the best possibility to make simple graphical games. Options. There's the font awesome option like in text labels, a scale center option which scales the droid in its original size. The size does the same as scale center but internally. The async option loads your image in the background so your code don't have to wait until the image is created. The fix option allows you to set a resolution in pixels which are given in these two parameters, and the alias option allows you to draw rule pixels. Now we can make our droid image we can get from the DroidScript assets, and then we can add it to our absolute layout. Now if we start the app we can see the text in the image, but we want to remove this action bar from Android. We can do that with set screen mode game, and if we start our app now, the bar is hidden. Now we want to get points if we touch the droid. At first we try to use set on touch. In the callback function we set the function droid on touch. At first you have to save our score somewhere. I decided to add a new property to our text label called value. To increase a value, we could use value equal value plus 1, but there's a more simple way. We can use value plus plus or plus plus value. The difference I will show you in these two examples. If we use value plus plus, it is increased after the first alert, but if we use plus plus value, it is increased before. This way I use txt store.value in our setText function. And we have to use droid set on touch down to get a single callback when we touch the image. Now we want the droid to jump around on the screen. That's time for the JavaScript built-in functions about timers. There are two different types of timers, timeouts and intervals. Timeouts waits a given time and runs or calls the string or function given as callback, and intervals does the same but repeatedly. And if you want to clear a timer, you have to give its pointer. Now we can make our interval and the move function as callback, which we'll call every half second. In the move function we define two random local variables for our next droid position using math.random, which returns a value between 0 and 1. And with that position we finally move our droid. If we start our app now we will see that the droid is jumping around, but there's a last issue. Our droid can spawn outside the screen. To prevent this, we have to know the width and the height of our droid. The easiest way would be to set a fixed size. At first the logic. The screen has a width and height of 1 and the image has W and H. You can see that the image should spawn inside the blue rectangle, because otherwise a part of the image was outside the screen. And the width and the height of this rectangle is simply 1 minus H and 1 minus W. So So we have to multiply our random position with these values, so 0.5 for the width and 0.7 for the height. Now if we run our game, the droid should never spawn outside the screen. And it looks like it works. Now we have finished the main Whack-A-Droid game, so let us improve it. My first idea was to make a fade animation if our droid jumps around. We can realize that with for loops and droid.z-alpha. To despawn the droid we have to use a for loop from 1 to 265, and to spawn the droid we use a for loop from 265 to 1. Please note that the values from z-alpha can be between 1 and 265 or from 0 to 1. Now our droid is despawning, but it does it way too slow. Also the respawning. That was because we use a one-step loop. In my demo I used only 2 steps, because that's too pretentious. Now we'll see that our droid is jumping around very fast and it is more funnier to play than the previous version. Ah yeah, and if you have ideas of new features I could add to the game before I release the next video, please post them in the comments. Maybe I could include some of them. We are at the end of the video now and I hope you enjoyed this. The links are listed in the description again. Last I want to tell you that I decided to not fix me on a day when I upload a video, because every video is different and I have different times and whatever. So thank you for your understanding and see you in the next video.